Welcome to Hearts Brave and True.
We are here with Sebastian and Sorrelle, the creators of Hearts Brave and True, and I've got a few questions for them today to help you get to know them a little bit better. Obvious first one, can you tell us a little bit about yourselves and your family?
We are a family of 8. We have 6 children. This is number 6 right here. And we are avid churchgoers.
Big family, lots of love, and all the kids are actually named after martyrs, early church saint martyrs. So this one is little Sierra right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What first inspired you to share the stories of the saints that you do?
So Sebastian was driving the kids in the car, and he wanted to make sure that it was a nice and peaceful drive. He decided to put on a fairy tale. And he was shocked by how the kids were completely silent. They were listening to the story. It had some action in it. And he was like, oh, we need something that's not just a fairy tale. I want something that they can learn about. And
so I called her right away, and I'm like, hey, listen, it's music, sound effects, and voices. That's all you need.
So was that the moment when you realized we have to start this channel?
Not necessarily the channel, but the stories themselves.
Yeah,
so
we decided because we've been reading from our daily lives of the saints and everything with the children, and we'll ask them questions afterward. They could not remember the full story, and so we were like, okay, we need a way to teach the children about their saints. And so he was like, well, I listened to these fairy tales, and the kids could remember it, no problem. So he was like, why don't we do that with the saint stories?
Just see if we can make them in that style. See if it's even possible.
Yeah, and see if they could actually retain the information and everything. And sure enough, they loved them.
So how did you come up with the name then of Hearts Brave and True?
That was all her.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, well, we named our children after martyrs. And the martyrs were brave to go through what they endured. And so I was like, okay, their hearts were brave, and this is the true church. So I thought Hearts Brave and True just rang perfectly with what we were trying to share.
True.
Yeah, it rang true.
So how do you go about then creating each of these stories, from the research to the visuals? How does that work?
We realized that we wanted more on the research front. So we'll go through, we'll scour resources, not just the web, but Lives of the Saints, lesser known saints of the early Christian church. Go through the books. So we'll find a saint that we like. We'll start researching the story. I usually base everything off of Orthodox and Catholic hagiographies. So just because I really like authenticity, accuracy, and historical accuracy, to be specific. So I make sure that, first of all, that we have all of our materials in line for that saint. And then we go through the process of translating the life story into a script, something that is digestible for kids, which tends to fall on me. It's mostly me who does the writing on that. She's our editor-in-chief. Yes. So, but really it's definitely become, both of us wear the hats for all the roles within. So in the stages of development, once the script is done, then we can start tailoring the scenes, the images that we want to fit the story. And then the last thing to go in is, well, not the last thing, then it's voices, then we get into the music, then sound effects, which tends to be fun.
Yeah. But at first we were kind of just going with stories that we really knew or enjoyed or thought other people would really like to listen to. And then with homeschooling, we were like, oh, it'd be nice if we had ones that were the feast day coming up. So then we could really delve into that feast day with the children. So we've been trying to go more with the feast days now. So.
And the requests. People have requested that maybe if we followed the guidelines of the feast days, it would be nice for other people to enjoy as well. And so far the feedback's been pretty awesome on that.
So if I would say, what age group do you hope to reach with these stories?
So as little as probably 2 or 3, and then all the way up to adulthood. I mean,
so our oldest is 9, but the takeaways from the same story, the takeaway from a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old is vastly different. And it's really kind of incredible. But that's why our 3-year-old wants to go back to the same story of Seraphima so often. And then our oldest one, she actually takes to some of the more deeper stories, Melania and Opinianis with Grief and Loss, or Martin of Tours, where it actually has a little bit of dogma and theology in there, because we're talking about some of the councils, ecumenical councils. So all the way up to adults, because this is the history of the church. And that's been one of our huge takeaways, is just piecing together church history. You read about it, but to experience the lives of the people who lived the church history.
Exactly.
So we learn. So we hope other adults can learn too.
And so do your children help with this process of making these in any way?
Our children definitely help with making these. So
They're good at feedback, that's for sure.
They're good at feedback, but then also we do use their voices in almost all of the saint stories. So that's been fun. They
Mostly
really enjoy
willingly.
that. Mostly willingly, sometimes not so much,
You
but
entice them, ice cream bonuses.
it's really special. They really enjoy it too.
And then ideas for new saints. The kids do chime in with, we'd love to see this. So,
I mean, like even seeing icons in the church and everything, they're like, oh, which one is this one? Is this a saint story we have? And we're like, oh, no. But maybe we should make that one.
Yeah, exactly. Because
So.
then that encourages us to look up and research a new story that we've seen that icon in the wall every time we go to church, but how do we not know? Or we hear the name on a Sunday and it's like, well, I've heard that name for years, but I don't know the story.
Are saints' stories then important for Christians of all traditions?
Absolutely.
I mean, I would say if you believe in the Trinity and with Jesus being the Redeemer of all of our sins, this is the church that he created. This is the church that we read about in the Acts of the Apostles, in Paul's letters. He's writing them to the saints that we read about now, that we research about in these cities, of the struggles they're going through, the martyrdoms they're currently undergoing right then. So, I mean, for any Christian, if you truly believe in the Trinity, this is the history of your church. So absolutely, why would you not want to know where you came from? It's the only way to find out where you want to go.
This is your history.
So if you could leave one word of encouragement to your viewers, what would that be?
Always seek out Christ. Always seek out Christ. And even if that means you earn the martyr's crown or you are righteously standing firm in your faith, always look towards Christ.
Be curious. So Orthodox Christianity in particular, even Catholicism though too, to an extent, people don't understand the history, the roots, the tradition behind it. It's okay to be curious, to ask questions, to find out what is this that all these people have for thousands of years have believed and hold
why
dear
we
to their
believe
hearts.
what we believe.
So be curious and keep Christ first. Yes, absolutely.
What do the lives of the saints teach us about courage and faith today?
I think to stand up for what is right and to say, no, this is wrong.
Speak the truth.
Yeah, to always speak the truth. Always speak the truth. Because nowadays we tiptoe around everybody's feelings and stuff and lose what the truth is. Everyone now is living in this gray area instead of what's black and what's white. It's like, okay, is this a dark thing or is this, God's light coming through?
And we forget that the modern events that are happening, it's a spiritual war around us right now. These wars with guns and bullets and bombs, these people dying, churches being bombed, Nigeria, Christians being persecuted, Charlie Kirk being shot, all of these things. It is spiritual forces at battle with each other around us. And these stories are an example showing that warfare has continued like this for thousands of years. This is nothing new.
Exactly.
But we can learn from their examples on how for us to survive throughout this war and how to arm ourselves with the strength of the cross.
And it'd be foolish to think that Christian persecutions aren't still happening. Like, it's absolutely still happening. So it's not just history, it's right now history.
Living history.
Yeah, living history.
Yeah. We only hope to raise the next generation of saints.
Thank you. That's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the deserts of Egypt to the forests of Ireland, from the mountains of Armenia to the seas of Britain, the saints have shone like stars in every generation. They walked in courage when kings and empires rose against them. They prayed in caves, sang in prisons, and carried Christ across rivers and nations. Some bore the wounds of arrows, others the weight of crowns, yet all bore the cross with joy. They healed the sick, fed the hungry, tamed wild beasts, and preached the gospel even unto death. Women and men, young and old, martyrs and confessors, their faith was a fire the world could not quench. These are their stories, a host of Christian heroes, lighting the path for every child of faith. Hearts brave and true, let us walk with the saints,